Indiana lawmakers will soon decide where to open 5 new methadone clinics all across the state.
And as the debate swirls around the addictive nature of methadone, 2 possible alternatives are gaining attention. Our 13 Investigates reporter Sandra Chapman is back tonight with more on those drugs and why methadone users are now speaking out.
Steady foot traffic leads to a nondescript building on Meridian Street downtown.
I lost everything. My kids, my boyfriend, everything. I lost everything.
30-year-old Destiny has logged thousands of steps to the Midtown Methadone Clinic run by Eskenazi Health in hopes of beating her addiction to painkillers.
Midtown is what saved my life.
4 years into her dosing regimen, Destiny says she has reclaimed what she lost.
With methadone, I can take my medicine in the morning and live my life.
She's speaking out of the shadows to keep some anonymity, even though she wants to jump into the debate over methadone treatment exposed by 13 Investigates. In 2013, the Indiana Department of Health reported 41 deaths from methadone toxicity.
It's cheap and it works, but it's dangerous and it kills.
For 8 years, the state of Indiana limited the number of methadone clinics to 13. As addictions to opioid drugs like heroin and painkillers surpass epidemic proportions across the state, lawmakers now plan to add 5 new clinics. Still, there's questions about methadone.
Methadone in itself is very addictive, and they become addicted to a legal drug as opposed to an illegal drug.
I want to come off methadone. That's my goal, but it's very scary.
Senator Pat Miller says Indiana can do better with an alternative to methadone, but it's costly.
I'm very much in favor of Vivitrol and other kinds of drugs that help people break the habit.
Vivitrol is an injection that works for 28 days. Patients don't get high from it, and it blocks other opioids, rendering them ineffective.
If they take an illegal drug or opioid, they don't get the highs. What Vivitrol does is it stops the addiction.
The problem is it can cost up to $1,200 a shot, and if a patient isn't clean, it means a brutal withdrawal.
You have to be 7 to 10 days in the clear from any opiates, and it's almost impossible to get there.
Eric Wood is a licensed clinical addiction counselor at the Colby Center in Broad Ripple. The center does not use methadone, but Suboxone, a drug he says sets a better foundation for recovery.
We've got the most viable answer that we've had to opiate addiction in history, but we're still underutilizing it.
Suboxone is heavily regulated. Only 240 doctors in the state are licensed to prescribe it. Those who do can only have 100 patients at a time.
And tonight, Wood says drastic changes are needed to make Suboxone more accessible. Lawmakers are deciding where to put those new clinics, but all must be connected to a health center or hospital like the one at Midtown run by Eskenazi. Now, discussions on what drugs to use are still ongoing.